Good morning from Japan. My name is Derek Weldon, and this is the Cool JDM Show. To my left, which is your right, is Michael Dennis. He is also cool, hence why he is part of the Cool JDM Show.
Thank you, Derek. You're cool too.
Actually, do you want to try that again and then you say that about me? Because I always feel like I'm talking about you, but you're never talking about me. So go ahead.
Welcome to the Cool JDM Show. I am joined by the coolest of the JDM Show hosts, Derek Weldon. To my right or your left?
All right. We also have Max Schiffler, and he is off camera. He is the guy controlling the
magic.
The screen and stuff.
It's magic.
The technology.
Technology's magic.
Of all the people who put effort into this, it's basically me and Mike and Grant and Max, the four of us, right? Grant does a lot of work, Max does a lot of work, and Mike and I are just here in front of the screen. And so we're taking all the credit for all the work that is done by other people.
Yeah. We sit in hair and makeup for about 30 minutes before the show, getting all nice and beautiful. And then...
How long do you actually take for your hair and makeup?
Well, the makeup, none. But thank you.
Zero for makeup.
I don't know. The hair is like 5 minutes less, probably.
Yeah, I'm about 2 minutes for the hair.
Yeah.
Although I will mention, at 42 years old, your hair starts to change the shape at the front. Right?
My hair is retreating from my face, so
it's going back in these sections right here.
Yeah, mine too.
Okay, so in today's show, we're going to be talking about our fourth endurance race here in Japan. The video for that went live last Thursday. It's amazing. We're going to take a look at that. Shipping cars to the USA and Canada. There has been a little bit of a kerfuffle online about that. Just a very little kerfuffle, but it did come back to us. So we'll talk about that. PCA is involved in a scam. Was it you, Mike?
I was not. What happened? What was the scam?
Actually, there was no successful scam, but somebody was using our name for a scam, so we'll talk about that. We also talk about our cars, or more specifically, ChatGPT talks about our cars and roasts them and makes fun of the owners of those cars, including Mike, Max, me, Grant, the PCA cars. I don't think we got anyone else's cars, did we?
I don't think so. But we could if it's fun. We'll do it another time if it goes well.
And not lastly, we're talking about an Autech Skyline up for auction, one of 188 made. It is amazing. You're going to have to take a look at that. There's a Crown Wagon that's coming up for auction, a very classic looking Crown Wagon with a 5-speed manual, a crazy VIP Toyota Crown, and a Fast and Furious RX-7 that you can buy from dealers. Of course, we are car dealers. You can buy these cars from us. You know what? We should send a prize to somebody who buys one of the cars that we show on the stream.
Yeah, I think that would be cool if someone ended up doing that.
We should have like a trophy or something.
Yeah, the first.
And the trophy can be made up of junk we have in the office that we don't want.
Yeah.
Just spray painted gold.
Logan keeps writing first, so maybe Logan, you can also be the first to buy one of the cars we feature. You'll have to give us some like insider info. You have to email us and be like, I'm actually really looking for this. Can you feature one on the show? Boom, buy. Insider trading.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And lastly, we have the Q&A. You have questions about Mike, personal questions about Mike, go ahead and ask them. Personal questions about me, you can ask them. Max, don't ask him personal questions.
Of course, they can.
Okay, you can ask personal questions about
Grant
Max.
too. Ask questions about anyone.
Or questions about what we do, exporting cars, the car market, car prices, what we think is a cool car, that sort of thing. If you do have questions, go ahead and post those into the comments section or the chat, not the comments section, the chat. Although if you're catching this when it is not live, of course, you can put the questions into the comment section. We do pull those out and then feed them into the next week's show.
Yeah. We'll also have an email address ready for you for next week's show where you can send your questions.
We have a bad experience of saying we're going to do something and then failing to do that.
Well, now it's going to be done because I've said it and I'm going to make people hold us to it. I'm going to remind someone who's not me who can make the email addresses. It's Derek.
You know, I heard Max is really good at making email addresses.
Oh, I'm not clicking my pen.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's...
For customer cars.
Yeah. Let's jump in. I see the first topic on our agenda is the amount of subscribers.
Mike, we've been doing this for several weeks.
Yeah.
Right? You have to announce the segment.
This week at PCA.
Perfect. You want
Cool.
to take the lead for this one? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm
Sexy
trying to move
Mike.
things along, so we got a lot to cover.
We
the
do.
People
This is a
want
big
to
show
see this
today.
Yeah. So we gained 4 subscribers this week. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Do we got confetti? Please tell me we got confetti for our 4
Oh wait,
subs.
you can do the thing, right? Does this still work?
I
Tell me
think
if it
double
works.
thumbs up would be confetti, but I'm not sure if it works today.
4 subs. Woo!
I don't know. We got cool stuff that sometimes
Sadly,
happens.
Our worst week
Yeah.
thus far since we opened the channel.
But to those 4 new people, if you're watching this, welcome. It's nice to have you here.
People might not know what we're talking about. There is a new channel from PCA, not this channel, but a new channel. What's it called, Mike?
Drives Japan.
Go and sub now,
With reverb.
and by the end of the show, hopefully we have more. We went from 1,047 to 1,051 subs. It seems like the channel is doing well for those who are watching the videos, and I think the videos are really good.
Yeah.
We are getting people watching for a very long amount of time on average, and over 30% of the viewers watch until the end of the video, which is way, way higher than this channel that you're watching it on right now. The one problem is nobody's clicking on the thumbnails.
Yeah, we need to up our game.
People who know us have a great click-through ratio, like 10 plus percent sometimes 8%, which is great.
It's probably
People
the
who
people who
don't
are
know
watching
us.
right now.
Right. People who don't know us, no clicky, down to like
No
1%, sometimes below 1%. And so there is a thumbnail click-through problem, and that's our biggest issue at the moment.
We're working on it. If you have suggestions for the clickiness, feel free to post them.
Max.
We're
was
working
gonna-
very hard on thinking about the thumbnails
Yeah.
and titles.
Yeah.
It's
And-
it's tough. I feel like if you're known, then people will know what to expect and they'll click on the thumbnail. They'll
Yeah.
see Drives Japan and they'll go, "Oh yeah, I like that channel." But if you don't, like, if it's just a random channel, if you've never heard of it before, it's a little bit of a risk of wasted time, right? Because
Yeah.
it might be pretty bad. It's like,
Yeah.
and also as a small channel, you get that. If those guys are that small, they're probably not good, kind of problem. And so people are more willing to click on a video that's got 150,000 views or so than one that's got 500 views.
Yeah.
If you like the videos, share them with your friends. And if you don't like the videos, tell us why. And we'll take it on board.
Oh, what was it? All with your doctor.
Share it with your doctor?
I love that comment. That's one of my favorite comments ever. So at the end of the
I didn't see
you haven't
it.
been watching our videos, Mike.
I mean, I don't sit in the comments.
The very last thing at the end of the most recent video, it says, "Share this video with your mom."
Oh.
And then there was a pause,
I
and
see.
then, "or your doctor."
Yeah.
And so someone in the comments section said, "I shared this with," what did they say? Do you remember, Max?
Oh, I don't. Wait, we have it open, so you can check. I'll put it on onto the screen. So what did that
So
person
someone
say?
did actually share it with their doctor.
No, but they said that they did, and it was a funny comment.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking, I mean, you could, right?
Thanks for the advice, Derek. I told my doctor about it, and now he wants to send me to the mental hospital. Thank you to the
You're
commenter
welcome.
there. That was hilarious. I had a good time when I read that.
But if you are going in for an operation and they're putting something on the screen for you to watch, like a dental thing, and it's going to take time, maybe you can request to put one of our videos on there.
That would
Or
be so
request to
fun.
go to the mental hospital.
Yeah.
Those people are probably they're a captive audience. They don't have a choice. They'll have to watch the videos.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking here at the this is our 4th race, of course, endurance racing. I'm sure all of you guys are watching that, right?
And if you're not, go to Drives Japan. It's there.
Come on, guys.
This one was the race that had the most goings on thus far, the most problems,
The most
issues,
drama?
the most drama. We did mention it a little bit in the last race, but for this video, we upgraded our suspension and then we put a big wing on it and we went out racing. We had a problem. We had to go into the pits. We had to repair something, so we lost a number of laps and then we were trying to catch up. We were faster in this race than we ever were in any of the other races, and I think this was the first race where we actually felt like we kind of know what we're doing, and we are improving to the level of some of the other racers, heading toward
Becoming
that journey.
competitive, yeah.
And I really like that, and I think that the video came together really well.
That's the best scene.
That's what I look like when I'm doing the voiceover for it. So there's
Behind
fun
the
things.
scenes.
Mostly brought to you by Max, a little bit brought to you by me, and it was 37 degrees that day, so you can see shiny faces on all of us.
No
Okay.
editing.
We want to talk briefly about shipping to the USA and Canada.
Yeah.
We got a number of our customers emailing us and asking us about this.
Yeah.
Right, Mike? I'm going to throw this one off to you.
We received a number of emails and some people reaching out to us. I think maybe even some comments on videos of people being concerned. There were some posts on social media of, I don't know, fear-inducing level. Saying that I think there were a number of posts either from importers, exporters, the likes of that, saying that there were going to be huge price increases to shipping to the USA because Nissan Motor Car Carrier, NMCC, was not going to be shipping there anymore, which is partly true, but it's more of a change. NMCC will be changing to MOL for shipping to the Americas. So that's Canada, the west coast of the USA, and the east coast of the USA. So while there is a change, no, there are not huge price increases. The price we don't know if there are price increases. At the moment, it looks like they're going to stay the same. There could be some changes because we don't have the full price increases. We should get that either at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. But there is no cause for panic. There are no huge sweeping changes. It's more of like a behind the scenes change of who's operating the vessels and that kind of thing.
Seems to me like it was a bit of a hot take. The people who are posting that probably didn't have complete information.
Yeah.
And then they posted on the internet, and this garners an awful lot of people going, oh no, the price is going up, and we don't know how much, because they hadn't posted anything like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn my phone on silent.
Let me turn my phone on silent too. Or I can just text you things. Mike, good job on the live stream.
Don't do that. It'll make me nervous.
Oh, mine was already on silent.
Yeah, I think the reason why a lot of people got nervous quickly is because we're in a nervous time with the potential tariffs coming, the shipping issues, and that kind of thing. Everything recently, so people are kind of on edge, and I totally understand it. But but if you want to get the best information, make sure that you subscribe to PacificCoastJDM.com and watch the Cool JDM Show. The Cool JDM Show has all of your latest news and updates, so you can stay.
Yeah. So in conclusion, though, I just want everyone to know the price increases we don't know. They're likely going to be either nothing or very, very small. Yeah. We're talking like 5%, maybe a little bit higher, if that. Yeah. We already have the rate of the shipping. What we're missing is basically the fuel surcharge amount, which is always a minuscule amount compared to the regular rate. And so once we have that, of course, any of our customers can ask. The base rate is actually going down a little bit. Yeah. But then the fuel adjustment, we don't know what it is, and it'll probably bring it back up to about the same amount. I would say probably 80 to 90% chance it actually doesn't change at all. The only difference is, though, any vehicles over 110 centimeters will be charged more, which is something that Nissan wasn't doing. So
210 centimeters.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. So 210 centimeters is quite tall. Yeah. All minivans fit within 210 pretty much. Yeah. If it's lifted or if it's a camper with a high roof or something, then it'll be extra shipping cost.
Right. That is the only change for the pricing so far, is that very large cars will cost a bit more than they used to. But there was also difficulty shipping very large cars in the past, so we don't quite know yet with spaces and everything. So
honestly, I'd be happy to pay extra for shipping if it meant that it wasn't delayed 2 or 3 months for the tall vehicles like it currently is. Yeah. Okay, do you want to get scammed?
No,
Mike.
I will say, if you have any questions about that, you can email us, and we can give you the same information that you've just been given, or we can give you something slightly different.
I love it.
But yeah, developing situation and no cause for panic. Now, scam me, Derek.
Yeah. Are you ready to get scammed?
Yeah.
Okay. Me. So, how would you like to? I don't know how to proposition this.
I don't know. Scam me.
Let me just
make stuff up and make it really appealing to me, so you catch me.
Tell me when you want to have it on screen too.
I watched a video on YouTube, and it said that like $3 billion a year are done by like online scams.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess. Wow. I guess you could
just to people in the USA.
Oh. Ugh. Yikes.
Okay, so we got an email from one of our customers, and they were like, what's going on with this? You can post it now.
I want to see what it looks like on the
And this
screen.
was basically a text message to the customer. And we've removed the customer's name and we've removed the name of the company, which looks to be scamming. So let me go ahead and read this. It says, subject follow up for your Nissan Skyline GTS-R 1987 purchase. The message reaches you in good health.
Oh yeah, it doesn't say I hope this message reaches you in good health. They're saying the message will reach you in good health.
I wanted to contact you about how you like Nissan Skyline GTS-R 1987 Pacific Coast Auto Imports provided to you. Myself, Abdul, and I've launched my business, blank, after establishing it as my own company. I worked at Pacific Coast Auto Imports, so I wanted to maintain our relationship by sending you vehicles updates about similar deals if you show interest. Would you like vehicle updates? Now, I don't know what happens if you ask for vehicle updates, but for one, we have never had anybody work for us that would have done something like this. Now, they've got a phone number, and I've cut it out, and the phone number is from Pakistan. So we've never actually hired anybody who currently lives or does business in Pakistan. We're a small company. We have very few people that have worked for us in the past.
Yeah.
And we definitely, I know he didn't say what his name is, but he says that myself, Abdul, and I.
Or I've.
Right. We've never hired anybody who speaks English this poorly, too. And so definitely this person is not somebody that we know. Now, the company that they claim to be working for is a company in UAE.
What? Kind of. Maybe also Japan. It looks like they could be an exporter. Like, they have some pictures of cars from Japan. We don't know if they're in Japan, because there is a Japanese phone number too.
Is there?
Yeah, there was.
Okay, I didn't see that, but they have a website, and they have a whole bunch of cars for sale, and it does have a phone number on there, and it's a UAE phone number. I guess they also have a Japanese phone number, so maybe there's some sort of an import company.
Yeah.
But the phone number from this message comes from Pakistan. So why would they be pretending to be a company from UAE and claiming to have previously worked for us? Right. Very strange. Another strange thing, too, is that this one was sent to our customer. I have no idea how they found out that this was his car.
Yeah.
So it was correct. Like, this person bought this car and then...
Right. This person did buy a car from us. That is the car that they bought, and we don't know how they found... Number one, how they found out that customer, or how they found that customer's phone number.
I suspect I know how it happened, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I think what they did is they looked at our videos, and this is a very specialist car, right? There's 200 of them ever made for the GTS-R. And then maybe this was on the YouTube channel, because this customer allowed us to post it on YouTube. And the owner might have posted something that said, "This is my car," on there.
Not that I'm aware of. I spoke to the owner because he reached out to us, and I was concerned. So I asked if there are any holes from our side. We obviously want to plug them and make sure information isn't getting leaked or anything like that, especially if it's someone's phone number. And he said he hasn't posted the car for sale. He hasn't posted on social media about the car or anything. He might have shown it with friends or anything, but his friends aren't then going to turn around and try to scam him in this weird way. But so it is strange. I don't exactly know how. There are obviously ways for people to find that information, but they would need to be in trusted positions, either with like the vessel company or document companies. That kind of thing.
You know what? BL information is public, so they very well could have looked it up on that.
Yeah. I don't know how public. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, I could go onto a website, and then I could put in a company name, like any company of importers or something, and then find out who their supplier is from the BL information. You can even pay extra to get extra information on it.
But then how are you going to find that customer and their phone number?
The customer's phone number would be on the BL, and the customer's name and the VIN number for the car, and they could have just matched it.
But BL's aren't shown to everyone.
And they would have known that the car was bought from Pacific Coast Auto, because that's also on the BL.
As soon as you see the BL, you see everything. But that BLs aren't just shared willy-nilly.
You can look them up, though.
You have to show me afterwards. Yeah.
I've never actually paid for the service, but I know that you can. These like datacenter.com or something, they allow you to look up all this information. They're like, you want more, you got to pay for this.
Right.
I suspect that it was just somebody who is probably just an algorithm that's going through all of the BLs for imported cars and then sending these automatic messages to them. And that's why Nissan Skyline GTSR 1987 is, you know, all in capital letters, because it was just plucked out and then sent off to thousands of people, potentially.
It does look like the format of this message is a template, and then all of the things in caps were ripped from somewhere and then just copy pasted, and this message was sent out. The reason that we've blocked the customer name, obviously we're not going to share our customer's name for this car, and then we've also blocked out the business name that this person or people claim to be from, because we don't know if they are trying to also pretend like they're from this legitimate business and then gonna muddy the waters for their name. We don't know. They could actually be from that business, or they could just be claiming that they're from an actual exporter and they just want to take your money.
And I would think the latter too, because they were claiming to have worked for our company previously. So if they're going to claim that, why not hide the fact that they're like for which company that they work for? They're not even working for a company. They just try to steal money from people. Is what it seems like. Interestingly,
George just posted in the thing saying he received a similar text today. So George, if you wouldn't mind emailing us a screenshot of that text, I'd like to have a look. Because if it's happening to more and more people, and that goes for anyone who's received a text message like that, if you could email that to us.
At what email address, Mike? What is our Cool JDM Show email address going to be?
We don't have that yet. That's
Cool JDM Show at PacificCoastJDM.com. That's a long email address.
Will be the email address once it's made.
It is not made yet. Right, Max?
Yeah. But if you've bought a car from us, you have contact with either myself or one of either Grant, Jacob, one of our sales representatives. So just email it to that person and they'll be able to forward it on to me. So yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how many times something like this has happened, but we haven't been notified of it, because I'm sure it does happen every once in a while. On to the next thing, and this is going to be the most fun thing. We were having all sorts of fun yesterday, or maybe I was having all sorts of fun while everyone else in the office was working, and I was just testing the waters. ChatGPT.
Derek loves ChatGPT.
I have a love-hate relationship with ChatGPT. I do not want to use it for my work. I gotta say this.
And here we are.
I do not want to use it in order to make my work more efficient, because I think that dulls the brain. I think that your brain has to be smart on how to gather and process information. And if you pass all of that off to ChatGPT, you are not pencil sharpening your brain.
I agree.
Can you announce the segment though?
The segment is Industry Topics and News.
Yeah, Derek, we've done this for how many weeks and you're not introducing the topics?
I love it, Mike. Okay, so we have compiled several of the staff's cars for this. I don't know why we didn't get everybody's car for it, but the segment would have been way too long had we done that. So we're going to start with my car, and I've mentioned it before, but you'll get to see an actual picture of the car, and we'll see what ChatGPT has to say about it.
I really like how you can put a photo and then like the AI looks at the photo, just like, I don't know, probably not just like we would look at the photo, but I don't know, their little computer brain is absorbing the photo pixel information. And
so what should we say for the prompt for this?
I think we should ask Chat what to say.
This is my car. Can you?
So the idea is to roast it, right?
Sassy and roast the idiot that bought.
We'll do the first one for you because I kind of like where this is going.
It's the white car, not the cool yellow car. Okay.
Let's see. You can press the send button yourself.
Boom. And so there's a picture of my car, the dumpy white car, not the yellow one.
So you're the genius who bought the impractical go-kart. Disguised as a car. I gotta say, we did some of these earlier. This is the first time I've seen this, but like what Derek mentioned is that if you form your what's the phrase called? The thing that you feed it? What's the term called? The prompt, right. Yeah. If you get a little bit funny in your prompt, it encourages ChatGPT to be funny in their answer, and it actually works really well. So,
okay, so let's go ahead and read that, Mike.
Okay, so Derek asked, "This is my car. Can you be sassy and roast the idiot that bought this?"
Wait a second. I like how they're talking about the Honda S660 too. I
Right.
can't wait to see what they say about that.
Because you said it's the white car, not the cool yellow car. So I think
All right.
ChatGPT sees that and it's like, all right, I'm seeing what you're putting down. Let me give it to you. So ChatGPT replies with, "Oh, so you're the genius who bought the impractical go-kart disguised as a car,"
Yes.
which I think is nail right on the head.
Yeah.
Like, that is what the Elise is kind of known to be, right? None of the niceties of a car.
The one that thinks comfort is for the weak and reliability is just a suggestion. Now, I will say Toyota engine, absolutely great reliability.
How about everything else?
Anything Lotus did to the car, absolute
Yeah.
terrible reliability.
Yeah.
Let me guess, you love driver's cars, but secretly cry every time you hit a pothole because your spine just took out a loan for back surgery. Love it. We'll say, Japan, not very many potholes, and so
Yeah.
ideal car for...
Speaking of reliability, how's that tape on the light bulb holding up?
There is tape on the light bulb. I'm not going to talk
How's it
about that.
Okay.
Ignore what you heard. This is a Lotus Elise, right?
Yeah, this is ChatGPT roasting the car, not Grant roasting.
Thanks, Grant. The car that weighs as much as a bag of groceries and offers about the same level of protection in a crash. Hope you like climbing in and out like a contortionist because those doors were clearly designed for somebody with the flexibility of a gymnast. I will say it is a pain in the butt getting in and out, and part of the reason why I don't want to daily it.
Every single thing that they mention here is correct so far.
Don't even get me started on storage space. What's that? You wanted to bring more than a phone and a pack of gum? Too bad. Not true. It actually has a
Okay.
decent amount of storage space in it.
Oh, decent considering what?
It's more than an Austin Mini. And an Austin Mini has a
Okay.
decent amount of storage space considering the size too. Meanwhile, I wonder if the person who was driving that S660 might be in the chat right now because he has been
Yeah.
in several of the previous shows. Meanwhile, the dude with the Honda S660 over there is getting all the attention because he gets 50 miles per gallon. We'll say that I don't get too far off of that in the Lotus either.
Yeah.
50 miles per gallon, and doesn't look like he's suffering every time he gets in and out of his car. But hey, at least your Lotus makes you feel like a race car driver until it inevitably breaks down on the side of the road.
I love how it has a laughing emoji at the end of it, like insult to injury.
I don't think it's too bad. They didn't burn me too hard, and I feel like some of the other people are going to get burned harder than I got.
I feel like I'm going to get burned pretty hard.
I think
Let's
there's
do the next
only
one then.
so much that you can say about the Lotus that makes people not think it's cool. Like the reliability
Yeah.
and the ride and stuff like that. Real car enthusiasts want that stuff so
And
that they can have
right.
excuses to talk about their car.
Yeah, and it did touch on that. Like, it touched on the purpose of driving an Elise, right? Although it joked about it, like, those are the sacrifices that you make. I think you're going to sell the Lotus soon, right?
Mhm.
I think you should include this as part of the description. What does
Oh.
ChatGPT have to say about my car? It's funny.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Took a screenshot. Next car. Which
Yeah,
do
thank
you
you.
want to do next?
Oh, hold on a second.
Do
I
me,
got to
do me.
say, I did this with my new car.
Oh,
Just
and it
with-
roasted it way harder.
No. I asked for a roast, and they said, no, I can't roast this because this car is damn good. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yeah, the first prompt was a paragraph of how good the car is. And then I was like, no. I asked you to roast it. Please roast it. And then they went ahead and did it.
Okay.
But it was so surprising that they were like,
Wow.
I can't do what you told me to do because your
ChatGPT.
car is so cool.
So ChatGPT already has taste and an opinion.
Okay, so
I think Derek's making that up. I don't believe it.
No,
Anyway.
I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you after. I won't show it to the people on the stream.
Look, see, it works. Logan just said he wants the Lotus.
Yeah,
ChatGPT sales pitches / roasting works.
perfect. Logan, get in touch. Get you a good price for that. Let's see Mike's car.
Do me.
And Mike, you're actually trying to get rid of your car. So let me rephrase this. I want to get rid of my car because I've owned it for 2.5 years and I have enjoyed it thoroughly during that time. Maybe not thoroughly. I don't drive it that often.
I too have owned my car and enjoyed it thoroughly when it runs. When it has
I haven't
issues.
liked your car since day one.
No, I think it's a great car. I haven't driven it as much
Let's
as
put
I
it
would
onto
like.
the screen now.
You can do my prompt for me
Okay.
because I like yours.
It's on the screen all the time.
What
Um,
about this car? Some
Moron.
moron, right?
No, you got to give it more like
Okay.
like, why would someone ever choose to buy something like this? What is possibly wrong with that person? Something like that. So on the few times I have driven my car like for fun, just out on like a day trip, it was great, but then it threw issues. I'm getting distracted because ChatGPT is funny.
We're going to be forever if we have too many stories on here. So why don't you go ahead and read that?
Yeah.
Well, it's ChatGPT so fast. I was trying to like do the transition. Anyway, so BMW 135i. What does ChatGPT have to say? Oh wow! Look at this. Someone actually paid money for a BMW 1 Series Coupe.
Not too much though, because you bought it from Pacific Coast Auto. Continue.
A car that looks like it was made by an intern at BMW who forgot to carry the 1 when scaling down a 3 Series. Math joke.
Yeah, not very good one.
You really wanted that BMW badge, huh? But not enough to afford a proper one. So you got this baby Beamer instead.
Oh, that's clever because I think people who buy this car, that's exactly why they bought this over the 3.
Yeah.
For many people.
Let me guess, you tell people it's basically a smaller M car, while conveniently ignoring the part where it's also less practical, less comfortable, and still just as expensive to maintain. Can confirm.
It is the same engine as the 3 Series, right?
Yeah. You probably think that you're driving the ultimate hidden gem. Meanwhile, every trip to the mechanic turns into a mystery electrical issue scavenger hunt.
True.
Also
This
true.
is so true.
Yeah, it's ChatGPT knows, man. Oh, and nice touch parking it. Wow, so now they okay. Nice touch parking it by Mount Fuji. It's like going to distract anyone from the fact that that's going to distract anyone from the fact that your car has a resale value of a melted ice cube. But hey, at least it looks better than a Prius sometimes. Laughing emoji.
How did they know that that's Mount Fuji?
Yeah,
That's
ChatGPT knows.
Amazing.
But that space is also well known in detail.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
But
Fair enough. Do you feel?
I feel roasted.
Roasted.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It was maybe too close to home on the electrical issues and the servicing, but yeah.
Okay. Next is gonna be Grant's car.
no mention of the saggy couch.
Thank you. Saved me. It was like, no,
Don't mention
that'll make
that.
him
We
cry.
don't want everyone in the chat to be talking about Mike's saggy couch. I'm gonna drop Grant's name specifically. Grant's
Poor decision. No, this is Grant's poor decision.
This is Grant's poor decision.
It's really not, but I'm trying to
Be
egg.
funny and make fun of this guy as if. What should I say? You got it.
Be funny and make fun of this guy because he really doesn't know what he's doing when purchasing cars. Why didn't he buy a lifted Land Cruiser?
If anyone in the chat wants to write a prompt, please do.
Yeah. Ooh, 7-Eleven. Oh,
JDM
Grant, buddy.
7-Eleven.
What happened, man?
Okay, Grant has come from his desk just to hear this too.
So I have to say, like, the prompts that we're giving, like, I don't know how much ChatGPT realizes that we're having fun. And just like, it's like, okay, I get it. Let's go.
I think when they hear
But-
roast, they understand that it's all about fun.
Yeah.
So let's read this out to Grant. You ready?
Go for it.
Oh, Grant, buddy, what happened? Man, you went out shopping for a car and came home with a slightly overqualified grocery cart? This is a Fit RS, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. The RS
Yeah.
is only in Japan.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, in Europe too. Oh, no.
Yeah.
The US got it, but it wasn't the good one, right?
It's the same.
The RS.
Exact same?
The only
Stop it.
difference is,
We're roasting
sorry.
Grant's car. The RS must stand for really slow because nothing about this screams performance except maybe the mismatched carbon look hood that's desperately trying to convince people that this thing is fast.
Real carbon fiber, I will say, not
Yeah,
carbon though.
it is real.
I bet Grant tells people it handles great though. Yeah, bro, because it's the size of a toaster. A toaster that someone slapped bronze wheels on, thinking that would totally distract from the fact that it's still, at the end of the day, a Honda Fit. And let's talk about the parking job.
Oh,
Did Grant get so excited about arriving at 7-Eleven that he just gave up on aligning the car properly? It looks fine to me.
Yeah, it looks fine to me too.
Or is that part of the track stance he tells people about? Either way, This is peak. I really wanted a Type R, but had to settle for this energy. Laughing emoji.
Wow.
ChatGPT savage. Not only does it roast the car, it roasts the owner. Well, we did ask it to, I guess.
Gregor commented, it's basically a summary of all of the comments on car subreddits.
Yeah.
He asked what's wrong with the car.
Yeah.
So,
Max, do you want to have a go?
Max, I will say before we throw this one up there, Max is very, very protective about his car. He loves his car very much.
Max.
He keeps it in very good condition, and he adores compliments about anything on the car. Wow,
But-
you got underglow on your car? Amazing.
Max, please tell me the photo that you're going to use shows underglow.
It doesn't,
No,
unfortunately.
Oh, ChatGPT would have something to say.
Let's mention that it has underglow as well.
Yeah.
or somehow, I can't drag and drop the image anymore.
Don't you have to drop it
Doesn't
into the ask part, or?
No, it usually would just let me.
Maybe refresh. Oh, there we go. Unable to upload.
to load.
Maybe the image is too large.
Okay, give me a second. Improvise.
Max is doing magic things.
Can we not do the next one in line first while you're making the image smaller, or do you want to just
But I'm done already.
so
Ooh.
fast? This is why we hired Max, because
Some-
he's always very fast to finish.
Oh my.
Anyway.
Let's do the BBs first.
Okay.
Okay, so our company car, a lot of you guys know what they are. It's an open deck version of the Toyota BB. We liked it so much that we bought a second one. We actually have a weird little picture that both of the cars are parked right next to each other in the shopping center. Unable to upload picture.
Okay, I think we're unable to load, so we can come back to this if people like it. But maybe we can move on because we are also marching along on time.
Yeah. Let's go into the next section and we'll come back to those. I would like to know what they say about the
I do
BBs
too.
because it's
Yeah.
I love that car so much, and it would break my heart if they make fun of it.
ChatGPT's gonna break your heart.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's okay.
Let's
You
move
work
on.
on that
Capped
in the-
out.
Yeah.
in the background for now.
Yeah.
We're going on to the next section. The next
We-
section is reverb, please.
Wait, same time.
Auction and dealer picks.
That was pretty cool.
That was
actually.
lame.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we've got some cars from auction, 2 of them, and 2 from dealers here in Japan, and we're going to take a look at those and see what they are and talk about them. The first one, we got lots to talk about, so let's jump into it really quickly. This is a Nissan Skyline R32, but it is a special model, the Autech version. Now, Autech is a company, I think they're completely owned by Nissan, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And you would buy a car like this directly from Nissan as a special order car. It's a 4-door R32 Skyline.
Oh, I didn't know
with
there were
a
photos.
big secret in the engine room.
That's true.
Tell me the secret, Mike.
So, the GTR was not the only Skyline that came with the RB26. This one also has the RB26.
One of 3 cars that you could get the RB26 in.
Right, and this one is non-turbo. It is NA. They came with factory automatic transmission only, but this one has been swapped to a manual. Does it say which manual transmission they swapped?
No, but probably just a regular Skyline transmission. They were in the past extremely cheap.
Yeah.
So you take an RB26, but instead of having the turbo version, you pay extra money to develop a car to remove the turbo from it, including making your own intake manifold that retains the ITBs from the GTR.
Yeah.
Now, the GTR does feel special when you rev it because of the ITBs, but because it also has a turbo, you don't get the very typical ITB feel of an engine. And so this one you do. 220 horsepower, which would be not bad at all in this car. It'll be lighter than a GTR. Only ever so slightly lighter because it still retains the 4-wheel drive. But this was your gentleman's version of the Skyline 4-door for someone who wants something a little bit special.
Yeah.
It comes with unique body work. That bumper is unique, and the rear bumper and the rear spoiler is unique to the Autech version. It comes in this color, which I think that the seller wrote a funny way. They put ish green instead of greenish.
Maybe.
It's greenish pearl metallic is the name of the color.
That's actually the name.
Yeah, but they put ish green pearl Tarek. I don't really know what that means.
Yeah. It's a special color for that car.
Only car that came in this color. RB26 engine. This one has been upgraded with an exhaust manifold, which I'm not sure where you get an exhaust manifold for this car, because I believe the RB26 head was unique, and you can't just put an RB25 or RB20 head onto it. What a prize. Now, unfortunately, this one's in terrible condition with 200,000 kilometers on it and has corrosion problems on the body, AC that doesn't work, and has been in an accident, interior and exterior in pretty weak condition. But it is a 1 of 198 model, and it is very cool having that ITB RB26. Very, very unique.
Honestly, sad that somebody would let it get this far gone, with it being such a special car, especially when they've spent a lot of money also doing extra stuff to it. But that's what happens sometimes. The seller wants around 4 million yen for it, I believe. It's been
he's got the car, buy it now for just under 4 million yen, which is $30,000 US. Let me know in the chat what you think about this car for, like, considering the corrosion, considering the higher mileage. Is 30,000 too much for it? Because I feel like it's too much, but I don't know how special people consider the car to be.
Yeah.
It could absolutely be repaired and restored. It's not too far gone for that.
Yeah, the type of car that's absolutely worth repairing, but it's pretty high entry price, I think.
Greg says feels pricey.
Yeah.
Jonathan Marquez says $18,000 US is what he'd pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like 30 grand is too much for this. It also has unique wheels, which are based off of the regular version of the R32 wheels. Kind of cool. And usually you get some really cool, and I think they come from the R33, fog lights that go into the bumper, but this one doesn't have fog lights.
Yeah, it was removed.
They've been removed, unfortunately.
But very cool car, just sadly in bad shape, and the seller is maybe dreaming a little bit.
Yeah, it's been up at auction actually for 3 months.
More than at least 3. That's the only history.
And so the market says that he's been crazy too.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, a special model. Let's wait until somebody overpays for this.
Yeah.
I somehow want to talk to the previous owner because it feels like he or she enjoyed that car.
Yeah.
All off.
For sure.
200,000 clicks, right?
I think that's exactly what you want to do with one of these as well. You want the manual transmission.
Yeah, they only came in auto from Nissan, and so you'd have to swap them, which is kind of lame.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next one. Everyone says it's too expensive.
Yeah. Before you introduce that next one, someone asked, do we ship front clips from to the USA? And we do not.
It's interesting. People are still interested in front clips because all of the good engines that you want the front clip for, you can just get those full cars now. I mean, modern cars aren't really that desirable for front clips compared to things like the EK9 or the DC2. That's why people were getting the front clips. Okay, our next car here is, and we got notes on here, so if you want to read the notes.
No, you can introduce this one, I think.
Notes.
You you know more about these.
So this is a Toyota Crown van. It doesn't look like it, but this car is from 1997. It looks like something that comes from the early 80s.
97?
Yeah. This is a 97. And what they did is Toyota did this with 2 generations of the Crown. They extended the wagon version for 2 generations. So instead of having a wagon for 4 cars, they just had 2 versions of the wagon and extended them on longer than the sedan version. So when there was a refresh in the sedan, you guys understand what I'm saying? I feel like I'm not explaining this very well.
Just march right on.
This one has been converted to the older style headlights that you would get for the older version of it. It has the fender mirrors, which is very cool, and a 5-speed manual. This one was also a commercial vehicle.
I was going to say, isn't the van model like the high roof or the more industrial like interior and everything? Right.
And so here in Japan, you could buy the car as a passenger version, or you could buy a van version of the car. Van meaning commercial version. And the commercial versions usually came a little bit more stripped out, more likely to come with a manual transmission, and would have things like vinyl seats, like this one has. The van one can be registered for cheaper because it is an industrial vehicle or a commercial vehicle. So kind of interesting.
I want to know what work they would have done with this car. Because this is the generation that they use for some of the hearses, no? Or did they only start that later?
Yep. This generation had hearses for sure.
Yeah.
This one appears to be in fair condition. It is an older car, so don't expect great condition. It has an inline 6-cylinder 1G engine, 2-liter. Really odd that Japan did a 2-liter inline 6-cylinder, because most 2 liters would be 4 cylinders, but it was a way to show how premium your cars were. Only Nissan and Toyota did that, as far as I know. I don't think any other manufacturer did an inline 6-cylinder 2-liter. But it was all the rage back in the 80s. Ooh, look at this 6-cylinder. It looked great in the commercials. And so, yeah, cool. Looks classic. Still has the original wheels.
Love the fender mirrors.
Oh, still has the original, like the previous owners had this for at least 25 years, because it has an old style license plate on there.
Oh, with the 2 digits? Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
And the fender mirrors. Those fender mirrors are so weird looking, but definitely get attention. If you drove something like this in the USA, you'd absolutely get more attention than you would here.
Yeah.
And these tend to be popular. The Crown and the Cedric and the Mark II, the station wagon versions of them, people like them here.
Yeah. I think this would get plenty of attention here too, but I kind of want to see it slammed, like the VIP look.
With like 19-inch wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, we have
14
something as the
tiny wheels.
next car that would call.
Oh, okay. Can we do the Segway then? Well, this one's available for auction if you like it. Just something cool that we found.
Yeah.
I would say one comment: the steering wheel does not fit with the exterior. And yeah, I do agree.
I agree.
Sort of, it feels like a 90s.
Everything's all
steering
square and blocky, and then the steering wheel looks like it's very 90s.
Yeah, you could probably get the original steering wheels from the 80s version of this and put it on pretty easily. Everything is the same mechanically.
This one's also had a bonk in the rear.
Oh yeah, the rear bumper. Oh, and metal bumpers.
Oh,
maybe one of the final
yeah.
cars to have metal, like passenger cars, to have metal bumpers. I know I just described this car as not a passenger car, but yeah. Metal bumpers on it. Pretty weird.
Okay, so speaking of crowns and what did I say? Funky?
How about a newer Crown?
Okay,
an even funkier one. You need to brace yourselves for this. You're
Everyone
not.
who's watching, I hope you don't stand doing the dishes.
Yeah.
For this one, you need to
might
sit
cut
down.
yourself on the knife you're watching right now.
You need your eyes to be on the screen for this, because it is really something else.
Okay.
Oh, and not in a good way. Do it. Show it.
Yes.
Reveal. Oh dear. Here we go. You can buy this right now if you would like to. We can help you. Well, we wouldn't like to. Well, we could. We could help you buy it if you like. It'd be a nightmare for shipping.
Yeah, how are you going to ship that? That's not going to get on any vessel unless you take the front bumper off.
Oh,
It has air
boy.
suspension.
Oh, air suspension. Perfect. You can ship this. If you want to buy it, you can. The price is, how much would that be? $12,000 US.
Something like that.
It's actually not bad. It probably costs more than $12,000 to make that body.
You know, we used to do the sell me on a car thing. Try. You can try sell me on this.
There's no way you're going to buy this.
There's absolutely no way. The body kit, like, what are those vents near the headlight?
Like this?
So
Yeah. And where do they go? Because if you follow that round to the back, they go...
it doesn't matter. Don't be
in front of the door.
You're not supposed to be practical. This is for brake cooling. All the air that goes through that cycles out the air that's around your brakes.
Okay.
Totally.
Brake cooling there.
Okay.
Maybe.
Can we do a quiz?
Sure.
On this for the chat. The chat can tell us what exhaust pipes those are.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, do you know what exhaust
I
pipes are?
know what exhaust pipes are.
And your clue is that Max asked me specifically what exhaust pipes those
You guys talked about
those
this.
car
I
was
didn't.
from.
Can I see them again?
You can play too then. Oh dear. You
Okay,
may
do
now
I-
look
do I
away
get a
if
hint?
you feel nauseous or sick.
Just leave it there. You're moving it too much. Are they from a German car?
That is correct. Before you say something, let the chat do
Yeah, it seems like you're on the
Yeah,
right.
but I want to win.
You can win, just don't look at the chat.
I don't know what they're from though.
Yeah. Now, if you do feel nauseous or sick, you can look away from the car and the body kit.
Right. We're gonna have everybody throwing up in the sink.
Yeah. Honey, I was doing the dishes and
I will say
Well.
I will say though that like we wouldn't like this car. Neither of us really like
No.
the car. The car has a very JDM look to it, and we have exported cars like this have been extremely popular
yeah.
because this kind of look is a very unique tuner style here in Japan, and some people like.
Oh,
the
there it's
JDM-ness.
raised. You can see how much it. Oh gosh, I don't know which one looks worse.
So Greg says Mercedes. Is that true?
Greg is correct.
Yes.
I would have guessed something AMG. It would have been my guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You're
an
also correct.
AMG GLK something. GLK 63.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Don't.
does the
Take it off
carpet
the
match the
screen.
drapes?
There's a picture showing it, and I
Yes, keep showing, keep
Interior.
showing. No, come on. Oh wow, it's purple, not blue.
yeah,
That makes sense.
That's been relined.
The headliner.
I think so.
in that fluffy
Ooh.
material.
I gotta say, like, as much as I'm making fun of this car, an enormous amount of time and money has been spent on it.
And it's only $12,000.
Yeah, it's like having those seats covered and they look quite nice and everything. It's nice.
Air suspension's
liners?
$8,000 to put onto a car anyway, or
Yeah.
800,000 yen
Yeah.
to put onto.
There you
Oh,
go.
there's your final clue.
So what car is it from?
I think it's E63.
E63.
Yeah.
Like Mike's car
Yeah.
that you used to own, but then you
Yeah.
got a BMW 1 Series.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry.
Roast me. Yes, ChatGPT. That's me. Oh, look at that drop.
Yeah. But no, the interior, apart from the color,
Door liners have been replaced.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't
It's
normally
quite
look like
nice.
that.
the paint looks terrible on all of the console pieces, but the
Oh, the
leather and
purple
everything
interior.
and the cloth looks quite nice.
Eh,
but yeah, it's a bit much. Yes.
a bit much, but I still don't think it's too expensive.
Yeah, I think the price is probably fine if
But-
you can get over the fact that
Look
it
at
looks
that.
like it
It's
looks.
like a transformer.
Yeah, this car has quite like not necessarily swoopy, but the body kit is just too blocky and
We're losing viewers, guys.
yeah. Well, stop cycling through the car. That's making people nauseous. They're leaving.
I would say if you are a YouTuber
looks like a
in the US
Gundam.
and you want to make content on stuff that gets clicks,
Yeah.
this guy.
That is not too expensive.
Right.
Well, it's
Perfect
not US
car
legal
for the
though.
YouTuber.
Okay.
We should buy this and send it to Whistling Diesel.
Yeah.
See what he does. Oh, and I gotta say that the car is probably worse than the pictures show. Nobody spends $15,000 or $20,000 on this car and then sells it within a year. And this kind of modification only lasts for about 3 to 5 years before you start getting cracks in it. Sorry, I pressed the button on there.
It's okay.
And yeah, it starts to look worn out pretty quick, no matter how much effort is put into it.
Yeah.
Those extensions on the fenders are heavy and they're molded into the body, and then they'll crack where they're molded in, and then you can't really repair that very easily. So
No.
people don't, and they just leave it like that. And at that price, I feel like they must have gotten it for $6,000 or $7,000,
Yeah.
because this type of car, you have to wait a long time before someone's going to buy it, because there's not much market for a car that's been modified in this way.
It also has 335,000 kilometers on it.
Whoa.
Oh, they might have gotten it for even less than that
It's
at
a
auction.
highway cruiser.
Interesting. Let's
So-
stop the people from vomiting and go on to the next car.
Everyone will love this.
One final note before you move.
Yep.
If your girlfriend or wife or partner has nail polish that matches the color of this car, you may want to consider buying it.
Buy it
Because it looks like a nail polish color to me.
especially if you want to break up with your girlfriend. Honey, I bought you a car with your savings. Have a look. It matches your nail polish.
Better than investing in Bitcoin, right?
At this moment, maybe, but who knows?
Okay.
Okay.
Final car.
Vomiting.
Eye bleach.
Ah.
Yeah.
So this one's being sold from Veilside, right?
Yep.
Veilside Nagoya is the company that's selling this.
Yep.
So they are the manufacturer of this body kit, as many people know. I heard that the original version of this wasn't painted in this color. So this color scheme was brought to you by the Fast and the Furious Tokyo
Oh.
Drift.
What was the original color? Do you know?
I can't
Was it
remember. I can't remember.
Gray?
Oh, they do have a gray one. Yeah, black and gray.
But I'm not sure.
It wasn't two-tone. The original Veilside one was a single tone. And then the two-tone was
Right.
also part of the movie making
Okay.
of the car.
Oh, that's a cool shot, I gotta say. Grant here in the office, not a big fan of Veilside, or not a big fan of the Veilside RX-7 to be more specific. I love it. The rear, not my favorite, but I think it's awesome. Not just for the nostalgia, I objectively think it looks cool. Just the back is my least favorite part.
I would
Also-
say if you come to Japan to Daikoku, you'll probably see one or two at the same
Yeah.
time on a weekend.
Yeah.
It didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
If you saw, like, 8 years ago or something, if you saw one of them, it would be like, holy smokes. But now you see them all the time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's part of the reason why these cars are polarizing. Like, people in the chat can let me know, do you like this car or do you hate it?
Yeah.
I think there's not much between that. Either people are like, oh yeah, that's
it or
the car
hate it.
from the movie.
Yeah.
Just like when Gone in 60 Seconds came out, everyone
Yeah.
wanted the Mustang Eleanor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I feel like it, generally speaking, has more hate, but I don't think that it's I don't think it's justified. I think that the car is fine.
Yeah.
And if you want to modify your car that way, fine. But it's kind of like naming your kids after characters in movies.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I'm not modifying this car in my style. I like the style of the movie car, and I want to copy that.
Right.
It's more akin to copying a race car's famous livery, for example.
And there's a bunch of people saying that it's overdone. You see it too often now, and that the Daikoku videos always have this car. Oh yeah, that's the black and gray that I was thinking of. And you're right. The reason these are overdone is because there are some tour companies or some people offering tours. I shouldn't say tour companies. There are some people who you can tour with who have one or several of these Veilside RX-7s available to tour in or rent to drive.
Jacob gave it a thumbs up, then looked at the screen again, and then changed it to a kind of mama.
Disappointing, Jacob. So this one is hiding a secret, and that is the secret. It's a big secret.
That looks cool, though.
I think it's funny because when Fast and the Furious came out, this kind of tuning would have been very popular. And nowadays it's very, it's just not something that's done that often. And so it's of the era and very expensive to be done. That's all custom inlaid with orange stitching on a vinyl cover. I don't know what material that they used for it, but it appears it might have been fiberglass. The amps put in.
Yeah.
Probably wood underneath.
You think?
Wood?
It's hard to say. Like, it's wood if it's flat, but anything that's curved would probably be fiberglass.
So there's some Greg saying it looks dated. I can kind of agree, but I think it's almost like an homage at this point. It's you kind of have to have your Veilside RX-7 look like this because it's, like you said, you're copying the movie car. And with the NOS bottle and everything, I think that's cool. There
are also people who intentionally modify cars to look like a scene of a certain era. You'll see 70s JDM cars that are done up like you would modify it in the 70s. The same thing happens with the 90s, especially here in Japan. When I first landed, you don't see it so much anymore, but when I first landed, it was really popular to get the USDM version of Hondas, import them here, and then put on the aggressive body kits that were very popular in the late 90s, early 2000s, which is really funny because those body kits are JDM influenced body kits. So it's like from Japan, you're getting the USDM version of what they think Japan is all about, but it's different here in Japan. So kind of a weird little inception there. So what about the price?
Not cheap. If you have $130,000 burning a hole in your pocket?
No, it's more like 110. Yeah.
Plus
110,000 US
and
dollars.
Everything and tax.
Imported 130.
Yeah.
But it was probably made by Veilside, so maybe it's worth a little bit more because Veilside made it.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Is that 110,000 kilometers?
Yep.
Wow, kind of high.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that high, but it is high for an RX-7.
Yeah.
And the engine room didn't look that beautiful. It looks like it was just like the audio and the body that they put into it.
I don't know. The market for these is going to be very, very small. I just hope that you can twist and unscrew that NOS bottle and then have it purge. Worth it. Worth the 130 G's it's going to cost if you're rich.
The only aftermarket part I see in there is the intake shroud and the hoses for the intercooler. That's a stock intercooler, stock strut tower brace.
Okay, I think it's probably time we do some questions because we're at almost 12 o'clock. And
so we got two questions. Two questions from the comments of last time, so thank you for sending those in. The first one has like 8 questions all in one. So I'll rapid fire these. You talk, and I'll rapid fire.
And my chair.
Talk about what?
Just read the question. Max. Max can read it because he's the question.
Oh yeah, Max is the question guy.
So JT asked, what would you recommend doing to have a consistent flow of inventory?
Okay, hold on. I'll answer that.
Yeah.
Buy cars consistently.
Okay.
And so what that means is you're starting off with much cheaper cars, because if you do have a problem, you have a problem with 25% of your inventory instead of 100%. A lot of people jump into it trying to get a standout car for their first car and spend their entire budget on one car. And then if it goes sideways, you're not ready to take on that hit because you probably don't have a ton of experience with importing JDM cars at that point. Once you build up the experience, you can take on a little bit more risk, but at the beginning, lack of risk is the name of the game. Get cheaper cars. Maybe start off with K cars or something like that, even if it's not interesting to you, just because your piecemeal purchase for each one is going to be so much less eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're also going to learn the process doing more cars as well. You get more experience, more time, more seat time, as it were, and that can be very helpful for you to improve your business as you go. So we always recommend cheaper cars. And
Max, you can skip the next sentence.
Yes, next part of the question. Is there a time of the month to buy?
Nope.
No.
Should I purchase the first one at the beginning and the second towards the end of the month?
No.
So that they're probably trying to make it so that they have a car land every vessel by doing that. But you're going to be more concentrated on getting the right car at auction. And everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So just buy the cars, the ones that you think are good. And if 2 of them land on a vessel, pull up your socks and do the work on 2 cars. You only really get into trouble once you're doing more than 2 cars anyway. So if you only have enough for 2 cars at the beginning, it should still be fine. If you're doing 13 cars on one vessel, you might have a lot of troubles if you're not established yet. Yeah.
And keep in mind, you're going to be pigeonholing yourself into certain vehicles if you have a time limit to purchase. Like, I have to purchase my first car within the first week of the month. So you're only limited to those vehicles that come up in that first week. And if you don't like any of them or none of them match the vehicles that you're expecting to purchase, then just don't. Wait until you find the right vehicle.
Next part of the question, is there an option to pay for faster shipping?
Generally, no, but if you want to send it by an airplane, it's possible.
Yeah.
But that's like you're paying 10 times more for the shipping. So realistically, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the question from JT.
Yeah. JT always posts questions. It's cool.
And he's a good dude.
Yeah. All our customers or commenters are good dudes.
A number of the people in the chat I know personally because they buy from us, but I'm sure there are some of them that are our customers, but I haven't actually put them
to the username, right?
Right, their username I don't recognize. So
yeah.
Okay, next couple of questions from Dominic V964. The first question was, what's everyone's dream build? Be descriptive.
You go first.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, I wonder if you can look this up because my dream build has been on my mind for 25 years.
Wow.
And I have always wanted to do this, and it's a stupid idea, but I think it's so funny. You know James, right?
Yeah.
Like our James?
Yeah.
So him and I had this idea long ago, like right when I was in high school. And did you know that the original Austin Mini, which was my favorite car of all time back then, has the same wheelbase as a Suzuki Jimny?
Oh,
so do you get the idea?
But I can see, yeah.
So see if you Austin Mini and then put in Suzuki Samurai and see if you can get it.
Oh, that looks like something.
There you go.
Is this okay? So does this match what your dream envisioned?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my dream build.
Yeah.
You just take the Jimny, take it down to the frame, right? And it still has the engine on the frame because it's a ladder frame car.
Okay.
And then you just cut up a Mini and find a way to. I mean, I'm sure it's more difficult than just bloop onto the car, but boy, does that look cool.
That is cool.
And how crazy would it be to see that driving on the road?
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. The fact that it's, Mini is known to be Mini, but it's like, not me. I'm not like the other guys.
So do you think even though it's lifted, do you think you still, like, when you step in, you still go down? Because it's so small?
I actually don't know.
Or do you actually step sideways?
I've long wondered that. Okay, now take a look at this gray one in the corner. I don't want it to look like that. That's too much.
Bottom.
See the one I'm pointing at?
To the right.
Ah.
Yeah.
So I don't want
You don't want monster truck. I
want it to almost look like it could have come that way.
Okay.
With maybe the same size wheels as Jimny's originally came with.
Yeah.
Because I just think that's funny because it's a double take. If it's too modified, it's going to be like, oh yeah, some show car that's driving by. But
if you like and subscribe to the new Drives Japan YouTube channel and it becomes successful, you could convince Derek to do this build in Japan. Both cars are available here.
It's true,
That's
but
true.
I don't know how to do something like that, nor do I have a shop to do something like that. So.
Derek will find a way to do that if
not
you
coming.
like
It's not
and
coming, Mike.
subscribe.
Okay, we're done.
Let them like and subscribe. Let the people have what they want.
Then tell me your dream build.
I have too many.
Be descriptive.
No, I really can't. I don't have one dream build. There's just a ton of things that I want to own and experience throughout my life. The most recent one is I want a supercharged V8, either a Mustang or a Corvette. That would be lovely. And then the other one is a car that I bid on recently, which was a Subaru Impreza STI, the GRB, the hatchback version, with a 2.2 liter stroker kit.
Okay.
And I would also like to have high flow turbos on it.
And how much power would you want in it?
Ooh, I'm not picky. I think 400.
400 in an Impreza would be scary.
I think that would be fantastic.
The chassis of the GRB is fine. It can take 400. I wouldn't be too worried about that. And there's plenty of upgrades for brakes and other things that you can make it work. Yeah. You would be having a lot of turbo lag, which it can be fun. The whoosh comes in the four-wheel drive, and you
get shot out the end of the barrel. Yeah. I like that feeling.
Yeah, especially if it's yellow. That'd be good.
Yeah. I would also love to have a GTO, like more on your Austin Mini kind of that kind of theme. I love the Mitsubishi GTO. I dislike the engine and the transmission and all the running gear, really. But
the interior,
I think the car,
and the seats, and the dashboard sucks.
I think the car looks phenomenal. I had two of them. I love them. I want a V8 in the GTO, and I think rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's done that.
Somebody
People
has,
put
but
V8s
it's
into everything.
There's no space. Yeah, actually, that
V8s don't take up a lot of space. They're actually a very compact engine for the LS.
No, there is one guy that's done it, and the prevailing sentiment with that is don't do it. It's not worth it. If you go back one page,
because it's originally a front-wheel drive chassis, right?
Second,
a transverse mounted V6
this
engine.
No, go up. And then the second photo, that one.
So that one has a V8 in it?
that was the shape of mine. No, that doesn't have a V8 in it, but that is the shape of mine, or was the shape of mine.
The one you had in New Zealand?
Yeah, with the hoop spoiler, and I think they look fantastic.
Cool.
Love them.
So Dominicive 964 had two other questions.
Dominic V.
Can I say my dream build too?
Do it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
sorry. Forgetting Max.
Max, I never forget about you. You're always on my mind.
What's your dream?
I thought about it, but I would get an 8.6, that's ZN6.
Okay.
Put a Porsche GT4 engine in it.
Ooh.
Like
that would be spicy.
718 GT4.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
There was one
that would sound really good.
Best Motoring episode where they put the one Subaru 6-cylinder engine in an 8.6 with like 300 horsepower or something.
That would still be insane. Yes. 300 naturally aspirated horsepower, especially Porsche. Wait, 300 horsepower?
I think it's over 400 though.
Oh.
GT4. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay, now I think we got some comments that we might have pulled out.
Let's quickly do these on
Oh, there's more?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you all fluent in Japanese?
I certainly am.
You guys are looking at the three of us who probably speak Japanese the worst out of everybody in the office.
Hey.
I'm the worst.
You know it, Max.
It's clear. I am the worst. But
my
Nihongo happens to be Jozu. I get told frequently that my Nihongo is Jozu.
That just
in Japan, it's pretty common for Japanese people to just say, your Japanese is so good, as a way of saying, I'm glad that you're trying.
Yeah, look at the monkey do tricks.
It's cute that you're trying.
Yeah. If you get the compliment, if you are ever here in Japan and someone says your Nihongo is Jozu, it is a compliment for you trying. It means your Japanese is not good. Because if you have good Japanese, people won't say that to you.
They will ask you, how long have you been in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm at the point now at like 18 years where I don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And I can make it seem like I can do Japanese as long as I'm the one speaking. But then as soon as somebody says something that I'm not familiar with, the facade breaks down. So I try not to get into that point in a conversation. And so I've got this technique. When somebody says something that I don't know, I just act like I urgently wanted to change the subject to something I know how to speak about.
What about the current political
situation? It's snowing today, isn't it? Why are you saying that now?
Okay, and then do you watch automotive YouTube? Oh, sorry,
yeah,
I'm stealing.
Do you guys
thunder.
watch any automotive YouTubers? Who's your favorite?
I honestly do. So I have over the years watched many videos of automotive YouTubers. They're not my go-to type of video. And it's not because I'm not interested in cars, but I feel like, and I don't want to sound like I'm on a high horse or anything, but I am going to sound like I'm on a high horse.
Get ready.
There are a number of automotive YouTubers that, for the purpose of entertainment, stretch the truth or my opinions or outside of my opinions on many of the things that they say. And that drives me nuts. I do not want to listen to a car YouTuber when he's telling me things that he spent a few seconds checking out online before he made it into a video and is acting like the authority there. You're not the authority there. You didn't know this. You just did a little research, and then you're like, look at me with all the information. Now, the worst part about this, of course, I'm guilty of doing this as well.
Oh, no.
We make the content in these videos, right? There are often things I don't know about the cars that I'm doing reports on, and I need to have something to say, so I need to. I'm not dragging down anyone who's doing this. I understand what it's like to make content, and you have to be somebody who knows, otherwise people aren't going to watch you. I get it. It's just that's not something that's enjoyable for me to watch, especially when people are wrong about stuff.
Yeah. I was going to ask, can you give us an example of one of these channels?
Mike has been very eager to call out YouTubers that he doesn't like in a cheeky way, and I will say I do not want to start a burning bridge between us and somebody who has a bigger audience than us that's going to trash us and turn us into the scapegoat of all internet hate and turn into fewer sales, because it's all about the sales. That's why we're doing this.
Derek, just take what Derek said and replace my name with his name, and then we have the truth.
Right. So in terms of, I will say though, and I think that many people agree with this, of all of the car YouTubers in Japan, the one that has the most credibility would be Alexi at Noriaro. He's been doing it for a very long time. He knows what he's talking about, and he doesn't come across as somebody who is speaking outside of his understanding of the industry. He could very well do the clickbait style videos that are maybe stretching what it's really like here. See, the problem is there's a lot of interest in Japan, and there's a lot of interest in the car culture in Japan, and a lot of people don't understand what it's like. And so this leaves a blank space for YouTubers to be like, this is the real, true, authentic Japan, when it's not.
Right. What's the most entertaining version, or the version that they want to display on their video? Right. And I agree. I think everyone here in the office, some people have met Alexi in person, or Noriaro, and everyone has good things to say about him. We all like his videos.
So Alexi, if this gets back to you, hit us up. It's pretty easy to find us. You can come onto the show as our first guest.
Yeah.
Or you can just hang out with us so we can talk. I would love to get to know him.
I would love to see him teach you how to drift. I think that'd be a sweet video.
I will only drift if someone famous teaches me how to do it, because I think there are a lot of people that are like, oh yeah, I can drift. And maybe they can drift if they like record themselves doing it 1 out of 10 times, they can get a good drift. Yeah. And I don't want that person to teach me, because also, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you can teach it.
True.
That is true. That is very true.
But like, we're here for entertainment. We'll give the people what they want.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of drifting. If Alexi teaches me, I'm fine.
There you go. It's
Next
the only
question.
way.
Give me a question.
We are going into the chat. I'm going through.
Noriaro is very great, humble, straight videos, little fluff.
Nogan Lol says... Nogan Lol?
Don't read Logan's comment, but yes, Logan.
Cobra 281s.
Don't burn my bridges.
You're the one who said you wanted to start flame wars.
I did not say that.
Oh, okay. I'm starting a flame war. We start it here, and then the flame spreads.
This is not a question, but Cobra218S says, "Oh, nice live stream. I just wanted to say thanks again to the PCA family for helping me get one of the 4 FDRX7 you exported last year that didn't break down before the export."
Oh gosh, glad.
We were just joking about that.
Yeah.
In the last video, I said 4 of them had been exported by us, and all but 1 broke down. But probably not true.
He says she's still running.
Good. I'm glad.
Very good.
Yeah.
Keep her safe.
Enjoy
and
your
healthy.
next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Scrolling through.
He's back.
Lots of door dinging.
Sorry about that if that's too loud for people. You guys ever come across any BMW 320 SI? What is an SI? Oh, 320's I guess. 320i's?
That's not really something that a lot of people are after.
No, it's not, but they are here.
And they have manual transmissions. That might be the only reason they're asking for it.
I don't know if they have manuals here.
For the 320?
Yeah.
Which generation? The E36s
Same as mine,
they
I
did?
think. I think he was asking in relation to mine. I don't know.
Oh, 1 Series?
I think
was
so,
thinking
yeah.
3 Series.
Well, right. The
yes,
same generation.
they had the 1 Series with the manual transmission and the 3-liter engine.
Right, but
And
he
the
wants a 3 Series with,
Oh.
I don't know if manual. He doesn't say, but probably.
I will just shut
Okay.
up right now.
Ronin Poe said, maybe this is something Grant can listen to in the background. How much does a manual Suzuki Swift Sports ZC31 cost?
Ooh, yeah.
Pre-2010 to import to Canada. Grant is currently bidding.
Grant's bidding. Okay, so
200,000 yen landed cost about $6,000 Canadian. You
Yeah.
can get a decent one for that.
Yeah,
And that's a heck of a deal because they're great cars.
Yeah. you get a lot for your money with those. If you're happier with a smaller kind of car, like a Fit RS, then Suzuki is... the Swift is something Grant considered as well. He likes them a lot.
Very, very good car. Way better. It punches
Yeah.
above its weight and it feels great to drive.
Yeah.
And that's Canadian dollars too, by the way, not US dollars.
Okay. George is asking, is it possible to keep a license plate of the car if it comes with one from the auction? Recently, I've seen many importers providing deregistered plates, notably craft sports with some cars that they sell.
It is not legally possible to keep that license plate. When you deregister the car here in Japan, you need to hand over the license plates as part of the thing. But Max has some info to share.
You can depunch the license plate. The hole where you have the seal over, they can punch a big hole in it, and then you can keep it.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think we have ever checked how. But that's how you get the
That's
plate.
an
You get it with
interesting thing to say on our live chat, Max. I wonder if Jacob and Grant are going to get a lot of emails about that now.
Maybe.
This is a service, and Max is going to handle all of the punching and sending out of the license plates, right, Max?
So we have been under the impression that you must hand over the license plates when you deregister a car because that's how it's done here. If there is an alternate way, maybe we can check and see. But
And then provide it as a service, and Max can do it.
Right. A lot of what the number plates that you're seeing come up were people who, when they deregistered the car, they went to the registration office, and rather than handing over the plates, they said, "Oh, I'm very sorry, I've lost the plates." And then those plates find their way
Plus-
onto eBay and
Plus,
other
you
things.
when you deregister, if you do that, you have to go to the police station and file a
Right.
police report for a missing license plate.
Yeah. Well, you should. Oh no, do they
You have
let
to.
you?
Yeah, you're not
Okay.
allowed to deregister until
Okay, and then you have to
You
get like a
prove
form
that
from the
the-
police to say I've lost them or something.
right.
Okay.
And I think same thing with legally scrapping a car here. You need to hand in any plate that hasn't been handed in yet.
Yeah.
So any of the plates, authentic plates that you see, have probably been stolen unless they have that hole cut that Max was talking about.
probably. Okay, I just want to race cars is asking, do you see a future where the Japanese enthusiast starts purchasing classic JDM cars to bring it back into their home?
We've already seen that with Fair Ladies big time. Fair Ladies were twice the price here in Japan 8 years ago, and they are now. So people are bringing Fair Ladies back into Japan. Fair Ladies as in the 240 ZX and 240Z. The closer to the original they are, the better. And then they swap the bumpers for the JDM ones and sell them for big profits. For the longest time, everyone who sent one of those in for translation, I would just, sorry, I don't want to translate this for you because they are twice as expensive here in Japan than they are outside of
Right.
Japan, so you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
I feel like there are some other cars than that, but that's the one that comes to mind because the US got tons of those, like tens of thousands of those were sold.
The
in the US.
86s for a long time have been a car that is comparable in the USA as to here.
Yeah. The USA got not nearly as many as Japan got, though. That's part
Just
of
the
the reason why you
prices.
don't see too many of them imported back into Japan.
Yeah,
I think I've seen some of them.
Yeah, I think just on the like comparison of how much you can get one here for how much you can get one over there, it's kind of a wash.
Yeah.
They're just so expensive here, and that's one of the reasons we don't sell too many. Most of them go to Europe that we sell.
Yeah, Ireland loves them.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I like the name of the person in chat. Their channel is, or their account is called I Just Want to Race Cars. What a great name for a channel.
I like it.
Logan is asking, for version 5 and 6 STI with good paint and no rust, decent kilometers, how much will I be expecting?
We have one available at the moment, don't we? We never mentioned this on our chat. We had the auction crash one of our cars.
Yeah.
And then we were like, auction, we don't want to buy this anymore because you crashed it. And they were like, nope, you got to buy it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we'll pay for the repair. But the car was in had bad paint everywhere. And so we couldn't just repair the one fender that they crashed because the rest of the car would look bad in one clean fender.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to sell it for our money's worth. So we ended up dropping, including tax, 700,000 yen and repainting it and repairing the accident damage.
Yeah. Which the auction didn't cover everything for because they only agreed to cover the damage that was caused while the vehicle was at auction. So
right. So rough. We haven't sold the car back to auction, which is what we intend to do. It has a huge leak in the exhaust manifold, so we have to change the exhaust manifold before we can sell it. And those aren't easy to change because they're huge, and you have to remove them from the bottom. You know, the boxer engine is wide, and you know, not easy to change the exhaust manifold on those. You probably know about that, Logan. Anyways, how much are the version 5 and version 6? We didn't answer the question.
We got sidetracked.
It depends a lot. If it's a Type R, it's going to be a lot more expensive. If it's a Type RA, it's going to be more expensive. Or V Limited, there were lots of them in version 5 and version 6. Yeah. Generally speaking, the version 6 is more expensive than the version 5, but they're not too far off in prices. I would say generally you're looking at probably around 2 million to 2.5 million for a decent one, and then you can go up or down from that to 2 million to 2.5 million Japanese. So that's roughly 13,000 to 17,000 US dollars plus export costs and whatnot.
Yeah, I was going to say below 2 million. I think you're probably in risky territory these days with rust and there's bad condition, old worn out Subaru.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know any good family-sized cars with low CO2 emissions?
If this person is in the USA, my answer doesn't count, but the Prius. Prius is honestly the answer to all convenient car questions.
It's interesting that they say low CO2 emissions, not good fuel economy, because I would say that the majority of people are looking to save money, not pollute the environment less.
It makes me wonder if they are in Europe, especially Ireland.
Yeah, there are some countries that have different amount of taxes based on how polluting that they are.
Or California.
Oh,
California,
if
you can't import the car. You can't. Well, you almost can't register JDM cars in California. There is a way around, but there isn't a way around. It's not really realistic.
Expensive.
Expensive and time consuming, and you probably don't get a spot in getting any of the work done because other companies that do it all day long have taken all the spots. Yeah.
Cool.
Are we pretty much done?
Do we have any
questions? Two more questions, but we should wrap it up.
Let's quickly do those two questions.
How do auctions know when an odometer gauge has been swapped out?
They check the history. So they check all the auction history, and then they check with the Ministry of Transportation, and they have records. So they check all of that before the car goes to auction. And every once in a while, you'll see a car that they'll get an auction sheet change because they do this inspection after the car has been listed, but before it's sold. And so it'll be like auction sheet change. There was an odometer change note in the history of this car. So it'll get notified to whoever's buying.
Yeah. I have to say it's not a foolproof system either. Yep. There are certain scenarios where that may not be checked or may not be possible to record. It's just, it is what it is.
It's the nature of the beast, especially if it's a changed odometer. Like it's a Nismo version of the odometer that has like a higher scale, 320 kilometers an hour. And then when one of those is changed, it might have a history of when that's changed, but who's to say that hasn't been changed multiple times?
Yeah.
So you do have to think about that sort of thing. And the final question, Max.
No, it was the last question.
You just don't want to do the last question.
Nope. You already answered the CO2 question.
All right, then we are done. And Logan is going to send an email on that Impreza. I will say about the Impreza, I don't really want to sell that one publicly because I don't think that the car is nice enough. It feels like the kind of car that we would sell and then have problems with. The car has a aftermarket LSD in the rear, and it wasn't in great condition when we bought it. And even though we got a new paint job on it, we're trying to get as much for the car as we can to make sure that our loss isn't so big, and that's not a good way to look at sales toward our customers. I know that this is how business works, and you try to get the most for your sale as possible, but I don't know if I trust this car. It seemed pretty janky, and it seems very much like the type of car that when we sell it, we'll get an email back, hey, did you know that fill in the blanks, it's got a blown head gasket or something. So back to auction is probably the safest bet, I would say.
And the reason we purchased this car is a customer purchased the car. The auction, it had damage to it done at auction. We didn't feel comfortable letting this or forcing the customer to buy that car, even though it's not really our fault. So we purchased the car, we got them to buy something else instead, so that they weren't sad about the whole process. And that means it's cost us money and time to get it fixed, but it's better that than have someone
we bought
unhappy.
The car for 1.2 million yen and then put 700 into it for painting. So now we're in it for 1.9 plus the exhaust replacing. We're into this car for 2 million.
Yeah.
And we'd be lucky to sell it for more than 2 million at auction. So it's probably going to be something we lose money on.
Yeah. But the person who got the other car is much happier. So
can a foreigner drive and bring their own helmet to the endurance races that we're doing? If you've got a team, then it doesn't matter if you're Japanese or not. You would be able to drive. But
you have to have an address to sign up for everything. Like on the...
But we've had...
Oh, do you mean like as a guest?
Yeah, we've had a number of people as our guests that were able to drive without being Japanese.
Sorry, I thought you said if you had a team. I thought you were saying like if somebody wanted to come over and just do the endurance racing. But
I don't know. I have a feeling like they'd probably say okay as long as everything was on the level.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't they usually check your residence card? They used to, like when we started.
No, that was just to get the
address.
No, the license for the track, which you don't need for the endurance party. That's only for practice days.
I see.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this live cast. If you have ideas for what we can talk about in the future, send us an email. At the moment, you can send that to our regular email address for our company, info@pacificcoastjdm.com, and then we can put that into the next show. If you have questions, write them in the comments section, and we will pluck out the ones that we like. We're not getting a ton of questions in there because we're not getting a ton of views on these videos at the moment. And so if you do have a question, there's a good chance that we'll answer it there. And then if you want to buy a car, you can contact Mike.
You can contact us and we will help you buy a car. If you want to buy that super sick crown to go with your girlfriend or wife's nail polish, please contact us.
I'm kind of bummed out we couldn't do ChatGPT on the BB. I really want to see what it says about
next
the BBs.
week. There's always next week. Tune in next time.
We got to figure out why that didn't work.
Yeah, we're way over time though.
Okay, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you again next week. We are out now.
Goodbye. Good luck with the dishes. Good luck with the laundry, the folding. Good luck.